Good evening, this is London Calling. Big Ben and a bit of bustle going on because this city is out of lockdown. We're in the northwest of the city in world-famous Wembley, and in particular, the Wembley Arena. Tail of the tape here, Richards going up against Liner. Richards actually looked taller to me when we're on the scales. I mean, they both said they're 5'11", but I think he's got a significant height advantage here.
Foot on the gas, put a little bit of pressure on him, but he's boxing really comfortably. It's only the second round, and in the 8th round, he's been out for a while, so, you know, enjoy it. And he looks like he is at the moment. Yeah. He's enjoying it.
Yeah. No urgency, but and again, as I say, it's easy to look relaxed when you're up against an opponent who isn't really bringing anything back. That's a nice little assault on the left hand to finish. Blasted its way through the Finn's defences. Yeah, nice little body jab in there. He's mixing up that jab really nicely, and everything flows off the jab, and there's plenty of variety from the Richards. Jab, there's another one of those body jabs coming in, and then the backhand nicely timed again.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Nice, mixing the jab up to the head and to the body, and then jab down to the body and bringing the backhand over the top. As you say, his jab's really good. What I like about it, he's not telegraphing it too much, Nick. He's not loading up with it. You know, he's just flicking it out really nice, and it's not a light jab either. Sometimes there'll be a light one, sometimes there'll be a hard jab, a stiff jab, but there's still no telegraph. It's just, it looks like the same every time.
And will he be happy with that, or will there be a little sense of disappointment and underachievement from Dave Coldwell?
I think Dave Coldwell will be happy. I think Richards will be happy. For me, if that was me as a fighter, Richards might be slightly disappointed. I'd be disappointed because I'd want to stop him. See here now, this is good.
Here he goes.
You know, a bit more of that early on.
Oh, he's forced Liner to hold there. And that should just be enough to get the Finn to the finish line. Yeah, absolute shutout.
Your winner, he's still undefeated, Laurent Sniper the Boss Richards.
Yeah, it certainly is. Dixon is a very young, very, very confident guy. And the Welshman loves his name, calls himself the Italian Stallion. It's simple, but it works for him as well. And Paul, these guys, two guys with not an awful lot of experience.
As I said, as we've both been saying, you know, making the most of this opportunity.
Yeah, nice body shot to finish there, and yeah, he's targeting the midsection very effectively here, Dante Dixon, against a guy who is obviously going to come forward and be there. Dante Dixon is not going to have to go looking for Angelo Dragone, that much is obvious.
Dragone's just being a little bit too erratic. He's losing his shape already. He's falling in with some shots. He's taking a little bit too many. He sort of switched from the southpaw stance to the orthodox stance and landed a nice left uppercut. Dragone just relentless though, as you say. Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders spent a lot of time obviously up in Sheffield, in the Ingle camp, and a lot of switch hitters up there, as is Billy Joe at times. So he likes to switch now and then. He's very, very efficient with it.
He's making this a really good fight, Dragone, here, the way he's so willing and so determined to try and impose himself on a clearly more skillful opponent. Sometimes a big heart.
Who are, you know, 2-22. 1-18, and they're not really learning anything from the fight. You know, a bit like the last fight what we watched with Richards. This is a good learning fight for both fighters.
Yeah, they both came in to win, didn't they? That is for sure. Now we're inside the final minute, and he's
hurt.
Yeah, I was going to say,
too many, he's holding on.
For the first time in the fight, he's holding on, and Dixon, I think, senses that he might get a stoppage here. Bob Williams having a good look, and that was a huge left hook, and Dragone is in real trouble here. He's taken a lot of flush shots and backed up, and that's the first time we've seen this. I think Bob Williams is closing in on this. This is getting very, very heavy going indeed for Dragone, who's got a huge heart, and it's keeping him up with 20 seconds to go. And Dixon is looking for the finish. He got a last round stoppage in one of his earlier fights. Can he yet get another one here?
Got to throw something back and hold. 10 seconds to go.
My goodness me, that is one brave man. That really is. Dragone has been in serious distress. And yet I think he's going to get himself through to the final bell here. And he has. He deserved that. Good fight. You know what? It was a shame to lose that Zach Parker fight, but what a replacement. That was a super six-rounder.
That was really enjoyable. What a replacement, as you say. We kept talking about Dixon and about how it's heartbreaking when you're hitting someone with your best shots and they just keep coming. It's also heartbreaking when you're walking forward, constantly taking shots.
For your winner, he's still undefeated from Sheffield, England, Dante, the Problem Dixon.
Yep, no doubt at all about the winner. We look at the tail of the tape. She's got that height advantage, Shannon Courtney, and she says, going into this one, I've got to use my boxing brain and not get drawn into anything. So she knows what's coming at her. Yeah, decent work from Norwich, but she's taking shots as well. She was open and Courtney's backed her up and coming with a big right hand of her own, and Norwich might regret that little flurry because she came off a bad second best, and the right hook puts the pole on the floor. And that's been coming. Oh, she's brave. She's getting up, but she doesn't look like she wants to go on, and Bob Williams says you can go back to your corner. She was badly hurt and had no intentions of carrying on, and who can blame her? Sergio, what about that for a finish? Hopefully she is okay, but this is, I was going to ask you earlier, Sergio, you know, when you're coming in off a defeat, you've got to come back with a victory for your own mental well-being, haven't you? And to get an exclamation point like that with the big stoppage as well, it's got to be a great feeling for Shannon Courtney.
Your winner by RSC, Shannon, the baby-faced assassin, Courtney.
Back with a bang. That's the first time the poll has been stopped. Billy Joe Saunders and Martin Murray, our main event, and up next, the lightweight WBA eliminator between Northern Ireland's James Tennyson and a man who can trace his ancestry to the Emerald Isle, Josh OReilly.
No, whether it was just that super featherweight because
he's got him through here. He's in trouble right at the start here. OReilly taking too many clean shots here. Sorry to interrupt you there, Paul.
No, he's hurt.
He's badly hurt. Oh, we may not be needing the three-scoring judges here. OReilly is in serious distress inside the first minute. He was taking too many flush, and you can't do that against James Tennyson. He's on his feet, the Hamilton man, but he's got to tighten up those defenses, and he has come out stone cold here. Oh, caught again. Caught flush, and the legs are all over the place, and he's not much longer for this fight.
What I love about Tennyson, when he has someone hurt, he doesn't go gung-ho, he doesn't rush in. He's clinical with his finishing. He's a very, very good finisher.
Well, he hasn't finished him yet. He's on his feet, he's game, and he's brave, but he can't stop what Tennyson is throwing at him, and Marcus McDonald says that's enough of that. Oh, what a night that is for James Tennyson, but also you have to feel some sympathy for Josh OReilly. He came out stone cold against a big puncher and the biggest night of the Canadian's life, and he has absolutely been blown away by James Tennyson. Sergio, what did you make of that? It really was, and as I'm sure you heard Paul Smith say there, though, what you had to like about it was the fact that he didn't just go rushing in, that he really measured his shots and just picked his moments. I mean, it was ruthless, wasn't it?
He's the winner of the WBA lightweight eliminator, James the Assassin Tennyson.
I saw odds this week. Martin Murray, a 10-1 underdog. Well, he would love to be able to show that every underdog has his day.
The good left hand from Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, set up by that lead right as well. A lovely jab, bringing the backhand in off the back of it. Look for another one there, and Murray saw it coming, but he's getting pushed back here, Murray.
It was a nice 1-2, and that was what the corner was asking for during the interval. Mark Tibbs was asking Billy Joe Saunders for the 1-2.
Oh, lovely combination. And Murray's shaken.
Well, his head
Murray's
is down.
on the floor. Got away with one. Phil Edwards says that's a slip.
No, that was a knockdown for me.
It looked it to me too. Well, there's a talking point. We'll bring in Sergio Moore on the bell for his read on that. But I thought Martin Murray was tagged by a combination. And he got tagged again there. This is a really good round for Billy Joe Saunders, and there's quite a gap opening up between these two now. That is not a good round at all for Martin Murray. Lovely combination work, really good accuracy, breaking through the defenses of Martin Murray, missing with the uppercut. But look at that, leading with a left uppercut there. But it's this jab that is starting to really discourage Martin Murray.
Murray's so brave, tough and stubborn, always has been through his career.
Oh.
As Sergio alluded to before, though, you know, when you've got one eye on retirement and you know it's coming to the end, whether you want to believe it or not.
False messages get smuggled out of camps as well, but all the reports that I heard, Paul, and you'll have heard better sources than me, were that Billy Joe was really switched on and focused for this one, and just knew the importance of it.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good body shot from Billy Joe Saunders. The reports were that he obviously was switched on, very good, and he must have been switched on for you know, the typical before and after pictures which you saw, because we all saw the photographs of Billy Joe.
One step, lads. One step. Nice and clean. Well done.
I think if I was him, you'd have might just have taken the point off one of them just to set an example, really, as much as anything. But he's giving them plenty of latitude here.
Oh, what a nice shot.
And Murray has just
two
walked
lovely
through
uppercuts.
it. He's walked through it, though, but he's had to hold on here. Oh, he's so brave, isn't he, Martin Murray? That's never been in question, but he is really on the receiving end of what is turning into a really rough brawl now. And Saunders, look how cocky and confident he looks as we see the bell at the end of that one.
Keep it pacey, keep it pacey, keep it pacey, keep it pacey, son.
This has been the most comprehensively one-sided fight that he's been in there with. You know, I think age caught up with him tonight, and unless he knocks Billy Joe Saunders out in this round, then it is the last 3 minutes of his career. It has to be.
Saunders still continues to pick some really nice shots. Been a very mature and very polished and business-like performance from Billy Joe Saunders tonight. Very switched on, very focused, has never allowed Murray. There's never been a moment in the fight where you thought, oh, he's letting Murray in here. I mean, he's given him absolutely nothing. We're down inside the last 30 seconds here. And the only discussion to be had is how wide are those scorecards going to be? Steve Gray, Marcus McDonald, Bob Williams, the three judges at ringside. It should be a pretty comfortable decision and an easy one. Yeah, Billy Joe's not going to try and do anything silly here, because he respects Martin Murray as well. And you can be sure Martin Murray respects Billy Joe Saunders. Well, it's all over. And
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Steve Gray and Bob Williams both scored the bout 120 to 109. Marcus McDonald scored this contest 118 to 110. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. He's still undefeated and still the WBO Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Billy Joe Saunders.